Good morning, my loves. I wanted to stop in really quick just to chat while I am having a little breakfast before I leave the house. I have work to do today, lots of it. I am going to be a vendor at an event this weekend. It's a play that somebody is producing, and I'll have a real estate booth there. So I have a lot of preparations to make today. I have a client that is under contract and preparing for closing. So I have last minute errands to run around to get them together. However, I just want to stop in because I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an explanation into me and how I do things around here at Beyond the Veil. So, and this isn't any shade or anything like that. This is just a cute convo while I'm sitting here having my omelet. So, I notice now that I am starting to get requests for readings on my channel. My subscribers are going up. I keep a very close eye on my subscription numbers, not because I'm obsessed with the numbers, but because you guys are like my family. So every time a new one enters, I want to be conscious of it, send some welcoming energy. Like, I love you guys. And I don't think you guys understand what I mean, how much I mean when I say that. You guys are like my family, my little tribe. Because in my own personal life, I have a huge family. Both my maternal and paternal side are huge. However, I've always felt like the sore thumb, the oddball, and I do get along with everyone, mostly everyone in the family. Because I'm different and I don't express myself in the way a lot of other people do in my environment. So I was blessed with a tribe of like-minded individuals who I feel like I can be myself with, and that's you guys. So I am beyond grateful for you guys, and I try to say that every time I come and do a video, how grateful I am to have you guys logging on to my videos more than one time to listen to what I have to say. That impacts me, whether you know it or not. So I noticed that as my subscriptions go up, I get more requests for readings, and I don't mind that. However, if I don't do a reading right away, and don't think that any comments that you guys leave, I don't notice. I notice every comment, every like that's left on my channel, and I try to respond to them all so nobody feels like they're talking to themselves here, because you're not. But if I don't respond, and if I don't do the reading immediately, I don't want you to take it the wrong way. I have a lot of people that call me an intuitive, and I do not consider myself an intuitive. I consider myself a psychic medium. Intuition is just based on a feeling, an inner knowing, but my gift is different because I can go into the land of the dead, the various lands of the dead, and retrieve spirits and communicate with them face to face. I can conjure them up from where they are, like a necromancer, but I consider myself a medium. So I differentiate myself in that way from a lot of other people that are on this platform, because anybody can pull some cards and just feel their way around things. That's not the case with me. When I started reading and you guys see me close my eyes, I am going to pull up their spirit from wherever it is. And that requires a different amount of energy and a different type of state of being for me, to channel those spirits. And sometimes I end up lending my body to them so that they can speak. And after it's all said and done, you know, I have started to find more ways to keep myself energized so that I can do work. But in the past, it could drain me, and I might not be able to do another reading for the rest of the day if I have let a spirit use my body to speak. So depending on who is being asked for me to read, there are various reasons why I may or may not read that person right off rip, but I will eventually. And if I don't want to read that person at all, I will tell you I'm not going to read that person there, you know, and I'll even explain why. So just please keep that in mind, that I am also not a magic ball, a crystal ball. I can't be rubbed a certain way and then anything just pop up. Because that is not my purpose for being here for you guys. It's not to just receive requests and then spit them out. I also like to be cognizant of the person who I'm reading, their energy. For instance, I have had a Nicki Minaj request, and I got the request twice, and I have seen it. And I don't have any problem reading Nicki Minaj. It's just right now, when I think about reading her, when I go there to wherever she is in my mind, I don't feel the need to read her right now, simply because the last reading I did on her is still very much current. And Nicki Minaj right now is telling the world, she is showing the world what space she's in. And I spiritually, intuitively am inclined to believe her. That Nicki Minaj at this point in her life is not just preparing for a rollout, but there have been so many obstacles that has come her way in her career. And most recently, within the past few years, most specifically since Cardi B came out, because Cardi B was weaponized against her. And Nicki Minaj looks around the landscape and she sees all of her ops and all of the weapons formed against her laying on the ground. And for her, I get what she just said in her Vogue interview, this is a full circle moment for her. I did a reading on her before, after the VMAs, I believe, and the final outcome was that the truth was going to come out. Nicki Minaj felt like the truth about everything was going to come out. And to lend to that, Nicki Minaj feels like everything I've been trying to tell you guys about people and about things that were going on with me and schemes that were going on against me and people who are used against me, everything, like I don't have to say it anymore because I'm painted out to be the bad guy when I speak on it. So I'm just going to allow the chips to fall for where they may, because Nicki Minaj feels like she has been righteous in her dealings with the industry. She has been fair in her business dealings, and she has been righteous with herself and with the people that she partnered with. So she is very much at peace with knowing that God will stand up for her, because she knows all the weapons that were thrown against her for reasons that she did not provoke. Nicki is standing on God at this moment, saying that God will fight my battles. God has already fought my battles. Look around at some of the people who were around 5-10 years ago coming for me, and they thought that this would be over for me. And here I am still standing while all of them are now fallen, are no longer in the places of power that they were when they were being used against me. Nicki Minaj feels like I'm not saying nothing else. I'm going to roll out this music, and she feels like this is for her barbs. This is for her barbs for riding with her all this time. This is her saying, see, I win. I have won. Her last album was Queen. She was crowned. And after that, everybody came against her to try to take that crown. And she had moments in this battle where battles were lost, battles were won. But the war, Nicki Minaj feels like the war has been won with Pink Friday too. And I believe Pink Friday was her first album, first or second. However, coming full circle to this is saying, I'm still here. I started with Pink Friday, and so many things came against me to where I should not have been able to still be here, but I am. Full circle moment. And for her, this is peace. This is the culmination of every battle she's had to fight since she's been Nicki Minaj in the industry. And she has fought so many battles, some that we've never seen, some that we've never heard, those that we have seen and heard. She's fought so many battles. I almost want to cry because her energy is one of praise and worship. Nicki Minaj is full of praise and worship right now. She probably wakes up to gospel music, goes to sleep to gospel music, walks around her house praising and worship. She has a team of people around her, church-going people, praying people that lay hands and speak tongues over her. She has people who will look in, other spiritual people like me too, but she has a team of light bearers, of light workers around her who do just enough left hand to keep her protected, but nothing to just antagonize and throw hexes at people. That's what I saw someone else do. Someone else likes to throw the juju. Good, bad, indifferent. They throw the juju, and that juju has come back. It's come back. Nicki Minaj, though, I didn't feel the need to interrupt her with pulling cards on her and summoning her into my cards, because she is telling us right now, you don't need to read me. I'm putting my soul out there for everyone right now. Avoiding the drama as much as she could, as much as she can. She's still going to give Nicki Minaj, but she hasn't been engaging in any of the antics that were created to bait her. The last reading I did on her, she was so vexed because she was baited into something. And she has been very careful to not be baited into anything, because that is not the energy she's in anymore. Nicki Minaj feels like, I have already beat all my ops. I've already proved that I am better than you. Even being the bad guy, the most hated female rapper in the industry, I still am on top, because she feels like her talent and her assignment from God is, one, undeniable, and two, irrevocable. And I'm inclined to agree. What God bestowed on Nicki Minaj was intended for Nicki Minaj, and not even the rituals that they have done to siphon her life force into another artist has worked. This is a woman who God said, this will be so. This will be so. It's actually amazing, because I always wanted God to step for me that way. Like, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. And I don't care what you do. She will be so, because I have said so. For whatever reason that she was given, the abilities that she was given to ascend to the status that she is, it was God-given. It wasn't industry given. It wasn't industry creative. And that's what makes them so mad, because the industry is used to creating celebrities. People always wonder why the talented ones largely do not ascend the way they should. It's because the industry, the God of the industry, can see talent as a light. There is a light that people that hold certain abilities have. And that light is their connection with God. Those people are a little bit more difficult to control because what they have, what they're being exploited for, is something God-given, not man-created. So they can't necessarily control them as much because they have a natural attractive ability, a natural magnetic ability. They naturally attract fans. Nicki Minaj was a good case study for them because her fans, and I've said this before, her fan base is one of the most feared entities in the industry, because nothing that they did to Nicki Minaj could destroy her because of her fan base. That is why they steer away from people with God-given talents and abilities, because that light is attractive. And we're like moths to a flame. People just are naturally attracted to people with that light, with that gift, with that talent. And even if the industry tries to distinguish that light, it's something that God put inside of them, and people will always sniff it out, will always seek it out. So the best case scenario is that they do business with the person and try to manipulate them in the business aspect, because if you can't beat them, join them and then outsmart them. Whitney Houston. And so, so many more people who were actually talented that the industry couldn't destroy, or couldn't necessarily control, but they were destroyed once the industry fattened them up enough and then put their hooks in them, so that when they did just take them out, because you can't dim that light, you can only just take the whole light bulb out, they can still benefit from that. So the people with the real God-given abilities, they can kill, allegedly. Only if that person somehow is doing business with the industry to where the industry can get their hands in that person's estate after they're gone. Nicki Minaj is different. She placed herself in a position of protection, because since Nicki Minaj does not do a lot of predatory deals with the industry, taking her out unnaturally doesn't benefit them as much as keeping her alive and hoping that she do business with them does, which is why she was able to have Atlantic call off the dogs with Cardi, because they were in the hole and they had sunk all this money in Cardi, but she was not able to save them. They went into debt trying to take Nicki Minaj out and had to get Nicki Minaj to bail them out of the debt that they created trying to take her out. And she did help them with Barbie World. This is why Cardi B's seeing the change in her star power that she is, because she was not successful in not only taking out Nicki Minaj, but being a good replacement for her in the industry. Cardi was created, and Cardi, so much money was invested in Cardi so that she can do what Nicki Minaj did, but be under the control of the industry. That wasn't successful. She was never able to make the business moves, make the business deals organically without them having to broker them, line people's pockets. Nicki Minaj was very much organic. Her come up was a little bit organic, and her rise to success was extremely organic. I get the impression that the industry had not seen a fan base like the Barbs since Michael Jackson. And the difference is this generation fan bases are a little bit more protective of their faves. The Barbs were a force that kept Nicki Minaj alive during the hate train era. And I would have to say the majority of her career was a hate train era, whether we saw it or not, because Nicki Minaj is not signed to any 360 deals or anything like that. So the most the industry can do is do business with her rather than take her out and get money from her that way. It won't benefit them. Nicki Minaj has come full circle because now even the industry has to tilt its hat at her and crown her. She gave herself the title queen last time. This time around, the industry is giving her that title because even they have to say, touche, bitch. Touche. You're a bad bitch. I'm telling you, even the industry is saying, hats off, Minaj. You know, we see you and you are a force. And this gives her peace. Because out of all the worrying she did while they were hating on her, she sees how God stood up and said, no mas, no mas. And everything she did that she thought she did to have to be Nicki Minaj, she realizes, I've been stripped down bare. The world has critiqued me down to my bones. And here I am. Here I stand because of my talent. So now Nicki Minaj is in a place where it doesn't matter. It never mattered what I looked like. It never mattered whether I had the package to be, you know, the female icon, the female rap queen. Because at the end of the day, when my body was ripped to shreds, my personal family life was ripped to shreds, the only thing that stood the test of time was my talent. So nothing else mattered. And it gives her a full circle peace moment where all is right within Nicki Minaj. There is nothing anybody else can ever say to her or about her that will have her bothered anymore. Because Nicki Minaj has seen now that I am the queen. And even those who challenged me all have to agree now. It's like the whole industry is bowing down to her. And even those who don't like her are being made to either bow or move to the back where nobody can see you not bowing. You better be bowing or keep it cute and mute. So that's the energy Nicki Minaj is in right now. This wasn't even supposed to be this kind of video. I wasn't intending for this to be like this. But there you are. That's where Nicki Minaj is. Without my cards, that's where Nicki Minaj is. She's in a place of peace. I think that the last obstacle for her was it's almost like having to bury a very close friend, which was Lil Wayne and her associations with Cash Money. Because even if she thought they were acting funny, she would have never just been like, you know, no. But seeing that allegedly Birdman stands against her, she knows that all is lost for a relationship with Wayne and Drake and the old crew. But there's not even any malice against that because Nicki Minaj is so used to powerful entities coming for her. She has her eyes open now. She's a lot more aware. It was paranoid, but now it's just aware because she expects people to come for her now. But even if they do, something about her energy today doesn't even care. Doesn't even care. Because even if, like in my last reading, I saw that allegedly Birdman and his co-arts could possibly try to do things to sabotage her, not going to work. Birdman doesn't have enough clout anymore in the industry. And if the industry as a whole, the ones who run it, say you're not going to bother her, you're not going to bother her. You can do what you want to do, but not too much is going to happen to her. We won't allow it. So, and methinks some conversations that Nicki Minaj has had with Anna Wintour has given her that peace. Because Anna is still the high priest. She's still the high priest, the high priestess. And if she calls off the dogs are called off. And methinks she has. Methinks that Anna Wintour respects the formidable force that is Nicki Minaj. And methinks that Anna Wintour sees herself in Nicki Minaj coming up in an industry that was funded and dominated by men. Who Anna felt like, I'm better than all of these men. I will rise to the top and run all of them. She sees that in Nicki Minaj. And after watching Nicki Minaj fight for her life and win, she has earned the respect. She has earned the respect of the industry, and that's different than the like or the favor of the industry. Liking and favor can change the minute someone doesn't like you anymore. Respect, though, that's heavy on it. And with that being said, thank you guys for enjoying me ramble and then turn into a Nicki Minaj reading. Have a great day. Bye.